for. Let's go back to the NFL. David Johnson has been having a monster year for the Arizona Cardinals, despite the struggles of that Cardinals offense this season. He became the first player ever to start a season with 14 straight games of 100 yards from scrimmage, breaking the record set by Edgerrin James. So, Dylan, I ask you, when you talk about the best running backs in the game, where does Johnson fit in your opinion?
Right there, top of the list.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, Le'Veon Bell has to be there. It's tough not to already put Ezekiel Elliott there. I mean, he's
a beast.
About 1,500 yards, up over 100
Leads
again.
the league.
But to me, when you look at what I want out of a running back is, at this point, in 2017, it's a little different. I want someone that's well-rounded. And obviously, with this 14 straight 100 yards from scrimmage games that we've seen out of David Johnson, I think he has to be at the top of the list. I don't think there's anyone clearly that much better than him. Maybe some would prefer Le'Veon Bell, who's also a complete back. But if you do, it's not going to be by much. And really what it does is put in perspective how disappointing the rest of this team has been. Because really, those numbers alone should speak to being in the MVP conversation.
For sure.
But because they're, 5-8-1, he's never going to be in that MVP conversation. And I think he's got to look around that locker room and say, no, he'll never say this because he's a good guy. He's a humble guy. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's from Northern Iowa, right? I mean, a guy that just kind of exploded onto the scene. So he's not going to be that kind of guy, but you wouldn't hate him for looking around and being like, man, y'all let me down. Man, y'all let me down.
To pick it up. The rest of y'all guys.
Every single game I bring it. Every game. Where's that defense? Where's that mighty old defense I heard about? Where's this great passing attack? Hey, Carson, where you at, bro? Remember that MVP year you had last year where you were in that conversation? Where you at? Very disappointing year for the Arizona Cardinals. None of that has to do with David Johnson because to me, he is definitely in the top tier of running backs in the NFL and the most complete running back in the NFL with Le'Veon Bell. To me, it's splitting hairs. Which one is more complete and better? They're both right there.
David Johnson, certainly a stud just his second year. Phenomenal rookie season, and he has continued.